Hey everyone, so today I'm recording the answer video to the Q&A sub-special. I'm going to do this first this time. I'm going to thank everyone who has subscribed and all the new subscribers I've gotten since I aired the Q&A video. And I'll point out a few things first. One, I woke up with a little bit of a scratchy throat. I meant to record this video last night, but I never really got the chance. So if I cough a little bit or I sound a little bit, it's because I think I might be getting a cold or something. And I have a coffee here, so if I have to, I'll take a sip of that to calm myself down. And then what was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh yeah, if you didn't get a chance to ask a question and you really want to ask, you can put a comment in this video, a question, and I'll try to go through it and read everyone, and if it's a question I will answer it as a comment. Yeah, because I want everyone to have a chance to have their question answered. And what else? I think that's it. Thanks for all the support and the subscriptions, and let's get into answering the questions. I got quite a few, so it might be a long video. I think I'm going to just put it all up in one video. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to break it into multiple videos. But anyway, okay, so I put these in alphabetical order from whoever asked, So we're starting out with, oh, and if I can't pronounce your username correctly, I apologize. Some of you have weird names, and I might butcher them, make a fool of myself. Okay, so 666 Thompson asks, have you played any roguelikes? I've tried a few. I watch Plump Helmet Punk, and he plays a lot of them. I have tried, let's see, Rogue Survivor, and well, that might be it. I just saw one last night that he did called Underrail. I think it looks like the type of game I would enjoy, so I might try that one too. But I haven't put a lot of time into playing them. I'm not really sure what exactly qualifies as a roguelike, so maybe I've played some that I haven't, yeah, I'm not really the person to ask about that. I haven't really played many. Anzki, or ANZKI4, asks, what kind of music do you listen to? A lot. I'm not really sure. I mean, I'll listen to, on the radio in the car, I listen to, a classic rock station, and they also play some kind of blues stuff, but I don't really make a point of, really knowing who the artist is about every song. It's just, background music. And then I listen to a lot of soundtrack, video game and movie soundtracks. I don't know. I listen to a lot of stuff. I'll listen to, if a song is popular and I hear it places, it'll get stuck in my head and I might listen to it later. I listen to classical music, different, techno type trance things that I find on YouTube. I don't really have certain artists that I really enjoy. If I like a song, I'll try to figure out what it's called, but yeah, I don't know. I'll just mainly listen to whatever's on. I'm not really big on country, especially newer country, and I don't really like female singers that much. I don't really like pop type things. And whatever kids are listening to these days, that tween music, oh, I don't know what is wrong with that, but it is not good. Anyway, yeah, I'll listen to stuff that I like, I guess. Sorry I can't be more helpful with that. Harmonia94 asks, what are your specs, your PC specs? have a computer that I bought from Asus, and last year when I was looking for a new computer, I thought, oh, maybe I'll build one myself, but I'm kind of lazy, so I never really got around to it, so I bought one just from the factory. I might upgrade some stuff in it. It is an Intel Core i7, and it's 3.4 gigahertz. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. It runs everything pretty well. The graphics card is NVIDIA GeForce GT 530. Yeah. So I don't know. I was like, yeah, I could put another better graphics card in it if I want to at some point, but I just bought it. I don't really know a whole lot about computers, about building them, so I figured I'd mess it up, and I just didn't bother. Anyway, let's see. Bob29 asked, what is the cover of Night? And I was reading a comment thread debating whether or not he meant to ask color of Night, but regardless, I think that is an Oblivion quest that I haven't gotten to yet. I think maybe involving Sanguine. And I don't know. Let's see. Bradley 8867 says, great channel, thanks man. Are you going to play the Old Republic? Probably not. I don't have it, and I'm not really that big into the Star Wars games, so I probably won't. You never know, but don't have any plans to at the moment. Let's see. Colorado 003 asks, you asked a bunch of questions. I don't know if I'm going to answer all these. Some people asked a couple questions, and I don't really think it's fair to spend 10 minutes answering all of them. So he asked, what is the meaning of life? That's obviously 42. I mean, everybody knows that. Is slim a condition? I'm not even sure. Some of these questions are weird. Why can't you divide by 0? Well, because there's nothing to divide by. What's so hard to understand about that? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna move on. He asked a lot of rhetorical questions, I believe. Okay, Kriana asks me, is there a video game moment, either gameplay or actual cutscene, that left you speechless or left you with a sense of, holy crap, that was awesome? If so, what moment? There's been a lot, but right off the top of my head, I'm gonna say it's gotta be the Mass Effect series, which I am in the process of playing through. When Mass Effect came out, I was kind of taking a break from video games, and I never got to play it until just recently. I just started into the series, so I finished the first game, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through the second game. So I'm slowly working my way through that one. But man, that game is awesome. It has a great story. I've heard my share of iffiness about the third one, and please don't talk about it, because like I said, I haven't gotten there yet. But there are some really great moments in that game where I'm just like, and the choices they have you make, like which crew member to sacrifice and which one to save, and it's just like, what? I can't believe it. And it's really, and yeah, the whole opening of the second game, and then seeing, like, when you, okay, I'm gonna get into some spoiler, things for the second game, so if you haven't played it, you might want to skip over, like, a minute of the video. But in the second game, when you get the new Normandy, and then the pilot, I was just like, oh my god, it's gonna be Joker, and I was like bouncing in my chair and I was so happy. It's just ridiculous. Like, I got so excited about it. Yeah, so, okay, I don't want to spend too much time on any one question. This is gonna be a long video, and I might have to do it in 2 parts. I didn't realize my answers were gonna be so long-winded. Okay, so Dama Shapopu, I'm sorry, I cannot say that right. Damadai Shapopu, or what, yeah. Asks, what are your top 10 favorite games? Oh no. I don't even know if I can put these in order, so okay, there's something weird going on with the camera. It has to do with the light in my room, and I don't know. I'm just gonna ignore it. Let's see, so Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2. I'm just gonna put those as two separate ones to cover 2, because 10 is a lot, top 10 games. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put Tomb Raider in there, the very original Tomb Raider, because I played that a lot as a kid, and I tried to Let's Play it, it didn't go so well. I think my days of platformers are pretty much over, but but I did love that game as a kid. And then, Avernum, or Exile, that series, the Spiderweb Software, which I am Let's Playing right now, that's up there in the top 10. Mass Effect, I'm just gonna put all three of them in there, so I have 7. Haven't even played the third one, but I'm sure the whole series complete is going in there. Stalkers that'll be number 8. And these aren't in order, I don't know. I don't tend to do that, pick favorites and stuff. Stalker, and then, what other games have I really like Civilization. I played that, again, as a teenager. I played that for hours. I love that. The original DOS version of Civilization. The new ones are, to me, they're overcomplicated. They should have just kept it simple. But I like them all. And then, one more. I'm gonna not think of one. It should be so. Okay, Morrowind. I love Morrowind. That's a really cool game. And the whole Elder Scrolls series, for that matter, even the ones I haven't played, I'm sure are good. I just haven't played them. Oh, and Fallout. I might as well tack another one on since I kind of cheated. Let's see. Damon McKnight said, sunglasses on the computer? ? Yeah, my monitor's really bright. I have to have the sunglasses on. Okay. Dark Dragon's Elf asks, did you ever find someone on anywhere that you knew from YouTube? No. I've gone to meet someone that I know from YouTube, but I've never actually run into anyone. Okay, D.H. Knott asks, what can change the nature of a man? Well, according to Planescape, it's belief. A little bit of a spoiler, I guess. Sorry. I don't know. I mean, I think that's different for everybody. So I guess belief makes sense in that whatever you really strongly believe in might change who you are. Anyway, kind of another rhetorical one, really. Okay, and then Dissonant Harmonics asks, what's the weirdest / craziest / oddest and most entertaining thing that has happened to you while you were recording an LP? Oh, well, really, I'm not sure. I'm sure that I have, dropped stuff and just been like, crap. At one point, I think it maybe it was while I was recording, but maybe not, but I ripped the cord of my old headphones, which is why I have one with a super sturdy cord right now, because the old headset I had, that was a Logitech, but it was really delicate and not chunky, and it had a delicate cord, and I ripped it out of my computer because I tripped on it. So I don't know, that's why I have this headset. I had a cheaper one. And other than that, I'm not sure I even remember what the oddest moment is. Domacro1 asks, do you speak any languages other than English? Yo hablo un poco de español. I had to learn Spanish in high school and basically was forced to learn it in order to graduate. Nobody really took it seriously, and unfortunately, over 3 or 4 years of learning the language, and I haven't used it in about 6 years, and I don't really recall how to say very much. And I speak a little bit of Italian, like c'è un cane in biblioteca, ciao, come stai, yeah, I know very little. I've taken one term of Italian in college, just to kind of learn some words. Oggi c'è sole, talking about the weather, and like, I could probably order pizza maybe. I don't even know. I'd have to brush up on it. Let's see. Duke Navarre asks, do you see your LP style changing much in the next year? And he also said he hasn't been keeping up with the Neverwinter Nights LP, but when are you going to finally snap and murder Variax? I don't know. Probably pretty soon. And I don't really, I don't know. My LP style is probably constantly changing as I change and grow and get more comfortable with, Let's Playing. Sometimes I feel like I'm still nervous, or I'm still, like, evolving my commentary and getting more comfortable talking during a game, because talking during a game is difficult. I mean, playing a game and talking at the same time, your brain's not really meant to do that, so it's kind of a challenge. So yeah, it'll probably change, evolve a little bit. My hair is like all over the place. Okay, Eden Alves, 25, asked, will you go back to playing Baldur's Gate 2? Some of these questions are hard to read because the grammar is weird. Let's see. Yes, I will. I really will. I just haven't had time. I started other games, and then I just have to get around to playing it. But I will eventually. I'm sorry I can't give you more information. Let's see. 4 Forgotten Fangs asked, what is 2 plus 2? I'm so bad at math. Oh man. 2. Okay, 2. That's 1. Oh, I lost count. Okay, 2 here, 2 here. That's 4. It's 4. Okay. Gamer Guy of Awesome. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. There's no E in gamer, but can you please play, if you haven't, Avernum 6 or Echelon Book 1 and or 2? I haven't played Avernum 4, 5, and 6, but I do have them, and I just haven't gotten around to playing them. I don't know if I'm going to Let's Play them. I probably, if I have time, will LP the entire Avernum series. The problem is, last I checked, Avernum 2 and 3, I couldn't get them to record with Fraps. So if I am able to figure out a way to record them and have time, I will do the whole series. Anyway, let's see. HOZA4 asks, do you play other games besides your LPs? Do you record every game that you play? Yeah, I play other games that I'm not recording, like Mass Effect. I play games with other people, like I played Borderlands with Variax. We played through Borderlands together. I play multiplayer games online. I just started playing Arma 2, and I started playing DayZ. With my internet connection, it seems to take forever to connect to a server, but my internet connection is pretty slow. But yeah, I play other games. I don't record everything that I'm playing. When the school year starts, I will not have as much time, but right now I have quite a bit of time to play games, so. Let's see, Icono question asks, what prompted you to start LPing and what sort of impact does it have on your life? Oh. Interesting question. I basically started LPing because I thought it would be fun, and it is. It just seemed like a interesting hobby and interesting thing to do. As far as the impact it's had on my life, it hasn't really had that much of an impact. I would have probably be playing the games anyway, and so I just talk while I'm playing them and record. So maybe it maybe has pushed out another hobby that I maybe would have taken up that I now spend on recording and editing video and uploading it to the internet. So that's basically the impact it's had. Inferno Canuck asked me, what would be your dream job? Wow, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do in college. I would like to be a writer or possibly a journalist, but I don't really know. As soon as I make something a job, I tend to lose some interest in it. I don't know. Yeah, my dream job. Really not sure. I actually, it would be really cool if one of my favorite movie directors or producers would want to hire me, because I would love to work in film if I got the chance, but I don't know that I would really pursue that actively, because that usually means moving to a place like LA or somewhere where movies are worked on a lot. And even though, yeah, there's indie films that are made other places, it's hard to get into that business. I mean, it really is. Even not acting, I would never want to be an actress, but any sort of work with that, it's just hard to get involved. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And I don't really have a dream job. I just will take really whatever sounds cool, whatever seems like something I want to do. Let's see. Jingles 1215 asks, do you have any favorite historical figures? Oh, not really. Tupac was a pretty cool guy. I know most people just think, oh yeah, he died in a gang fight and he was some rapper, but he was actually, I think of him as a poet because he had some good poetry, and I have a book about him, about his life growing up, and he's actually pretty cool. I don't know if I'd say he's a favorite historical figure, just he's a cool person. There are lots of people who were really awesome, who lived long ago. It's kind of a lame answer. I didn't really go through these ahead of time and think about them, so some of these are coming as oh gosh, now I've got to rack my brain for for thoughts. So I'm just gonna try to make this speed this up a little bit. It's only been 23 minutes, that's not too bad, but I'm only on the J's, so. Okay, JKLAR asked me, what was one of the most intense moment or experience you had in a video game? I might go back to Mass Effect and saying that I was pretty racked or upset when I had to choose between my team members. I was not expecting that from the game, and it seemed like such a real choice to me. I was oh, I just spent all this time getting to know these people, and now I have to say which one of them is going to die. It's are you serious? And then, the choices you make through that game go on and affect the second game and the third game, and it's pretty well designed. As far as designing a system like that, where stuff affects other things in a game, it's challenging because there are so many variables, but I think they did a good job. And in Amnesia, there was some pretty heavy stuff in that game, and there were some times when it was like, I didn't really get jump scared, but I got, I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty heavy. So it's overall a pretty well-written game, Amnesia is. And let's see, Joey Syke says, so, how are you? I'm good. I'm, besides a little throat thing, might possibly be getting a cold. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Just my no life says, to be or not to be. Again, I think that's a rhetorical question. It's really not for me to answer. Kind of weird to even ask. Okay, sorry about that. That'll keep me awake because I am getting a little bit tired answering all these questions. Okay, Lepu Utelu, another one that I can't pronounce. Says, you mentioned you work in animal medicine. What do you or someone else in your field do when someone comes in with an animal of some weird species you're completely unfamiliar with, crying about how their pet mollusk has flu? I don't want to, be insulting, but sometimes people can be a little strange, especially when it comes to their pets. I don't know if anybody keeps pet mollusk, and I doubt if you would be able to tell if the mollusk had a flu, but, although generally, in veterinary school you learn about most species that are kept as pets, and in tech school you learn the anatomy of all different species, so like dogs, cats, birds, reptiles, horses, cows, goats, sheep, all that stuff, llamas, and they all have a little slightly different anatomy. Probably mammals, for the most part, are very similar, so even if it's a tiny hamster, you're going to see some similarities, so with birds and reptiles, it's a little different. The thing is, usually when you have an exotic pet, you know which veterinarians are going to work with you, so we don't have too many people coming in with weird stuff. I think maybe the strangest time was, so sometimes people pick up wild animals like birds and rodents that they find and they bring them in, and really not supposed to work on them, but somebody brought in a little shrew, and it looked like maybe a cat or something had been playing with it, and it was not in good shape, but the only thing we could really do was humanely euthanize. You can't do procedure on it because who's going to take care of it afterward, but yeah, we don't really get a whole lot of weird species because there are exotic vets, and most people with exotic pets know, okay, we have to go. One of the doctors I work for sees birds, and she knows everything there is to know about birds. She's very, very good, so birds we send to her, and reptiles we don't see. We've never had anybody walk in with like an iguana or anything. That would probably freak me out. I'm not really big into reptiles. Anyway, and he also asked if I've ever played Portal, and I haven't, and I don't think I'd be very good at it, so I probably won't. I'm not very good at puzzles. Okay, LOL LMAO5 asked, which console throughout the age of video games is your favorite? The PC. I have played on a PC, which was my introduction to video games. I didn't have any consoles as a kid. Got a computer when I was, I think, 11 or 12, and I started playing video games. The first video game I had was Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing. I don't even know if that counts, but my neighbor had it on a CD and gave it to me, and so I played that, and I found it fun because it was all I had. And then I had PlayStation, and I think that's it. PlayStation. So that's really the only console I've played. I've played on a Wii at my friend's house. Some of my friends who had Wiis, and I hate the Wii. I don't really understand. It's hard for me to. I don't have good motor control, I guess, so it's hard for me to like move the thing around and make stuff happen. I'm not into the Wii. But okay. He also asked, "Do you think you'll ever do a top 10 list of sorts?" And I'm sorry, I'm just assuming most of these people are he's, but if you're a she and I have called you a he, I apologize. I'm just saying that for simplicity's sake. Unfortunately, that's culturally how I was raised. Anyway, they asked if I'll ever do a top 10 list. I don't know what you're specifically referring to, but I don't, like you saw before with that question about the top 10 games, I don't really like top 10 lists. I don't put things in order of favorites very often, and so I don't know, I probably won't. Lieutenant General Store or LT General Store, I'm not sure which prefer to be pronounced, asks, do you play on your LPs or do you pick games that you feel like playing? I pick games that I feel like playing, basically. I don't really plan out when I'm gonna do what. I just basically wake up one day and think, I'm gonna start this game today, or today I'll work on some Oblivion, or some Stalker, or whatever. And dog's barking, sorry. That happens. Okay, Mr. Samotube asks, what has been the strangest question so far? I have to say some of these rhetorical questions are pretty strange. It's like you're asking that to just piss me off, because what am I supposed to answer? So yeah, the to be or not to be is not really strange in the sense of like, that's a weird question, but strange as in like, okay, what's going through your head that you're going to ask me that? Anyway, N7 Normandy 1 asks, okay, this is a strange question. He asked if I'm a director, and his reason was in one of my Spotlight videos, which I've only had one Spotlight video, I said I was a director, and I rewatched it. I read that question, and I rewatched the video, and I can't figure out where you got that, where I would have said that. I'm not sure. I'm not a director. I don't think I could ever be one. That's a very stressful job. I do have an interest in movies, and if I were ever to like have a good camera where I could make my own movie, like I've thought of some movie screenplays, so if I ever wrote a screenplay, I might try to make it on my own, but that's a long shot. And then what is my favorite movie? Oh man, it's so hard to pick a favorite movie. For a long time, my favorite movie was Dances with Wolves. But I think it's probably either Predator or like, I Saw the Devil. That's a really, really good one. It's a, Korean movie, I think. But yeah, it's really good. Let's see. I think we're ready to move on. Okay, Night Owl 102 asks, how was your trip to the UK? Details are appreciated. I went to the UK, I went to Europe this summer and visited some friends in a couple countries. I have a friend who lives in Germany, who I grew up with, and then she moved there to get married. Excuse me. And then I went to visit Variax, in England, and no details. You guys aren't getting details. Ladies don't kiss and tell, for that matter. But my trip was awesome. It was really nice to see. I hadn't I'd been out of the U.S. before, but I'd only been to Canada and Mexico, so it was nice to see Europe. I really like old buildings and how they still live in these old houses, and I mean, we don't have anything that old, unless maybe it's like Native American stuff. But stone buildings and all that, that's really awesome. That's a good thing, because those last forever. Okay, Nord E. Graf Jones asked, okay, this is going to take some time, this question, and I've been thinking about this, so I'll read the whole thing. It says, you mentioned in a recent video that you don't want to get partnership. I personally think that if partnered to a network, they'll mostly deal with unwanted ads for you. And those that want to support you will watch the ads anyway, so I don't see it as a form of disrespect, which is a reply to where I said I would see it as disrespectful, and I'll go ahead and explain that. But and he says those who don't want to watch ads will just use ad block. So care to develop what you said about not wanting partnerships? Yeah, I will. I have a couple of reasons that I don't want partnerships. I've had actually quite a few offered to me, and I'm not gonna have a partnership. Part of it is that this is just a hobby, and I don't want to turn it into anything more than that. For simplicity's sake, I don't want to deal with like paperwork and everything like that to get involved. Also, I feel like video game commentary I shouldn't make money off of this because of copyright. And so fair use dictates that, and this is written into the law, that commentary, education, things like that, it's okay to upload the video game footage to YouTube. And I've had one copyright claim against me, and it was about one of the tattoo songs in Stalker. What a weird, and so I was like, no, this qualifies because it's fair use, and I dispute. I haven't heard back, but anyway, I don't feel like it's okay for me to collect money off of this. This is just commentary for fun and to show people these games and what I think of them. So I wouldn't feel okay making money off of it morally. I know people do, but I don't, or people supposedly can, but I just don't really think I need to do that. Plus, it involves advertising, and I really dislike advertising. If any of you have ever read anything about advertising, or know anything about the industry, which I know very little from a business class that I took, but it's a form of brainwashing. And it's like, it goes back to way back in the probably 1600s. I mean, as soon as people could circulate flyers with the printing press or whatever, so even before that, advertising's just been like, oh yeah, this is like, you think of the people who sold it was alcohol, it was a cure-all for like everything, flu and depression and all these diseases and things that they didn't know about, way back in the day. And it's like, this is false. This is not true. Although, it makes you feel better, but it's not helping you. And then cigarette ads, like advertising as, oh yeah, smoke. And I know, like, okay, so advertising a new movie or a new game, whatever, is not the same, but it's still, plus new movies that get advertised, they're all crap. Those mass-produced, like, they're produced to be released in theaters, they're mostly just shit. And I'm sorry for cursing, but they're terrible, and I don't want them advertised on my channel, and I don't care if whoever is going to handle unwanted ads, it bothers me. Advertising is basically immoral, it's brainwashing, and I don't like it. And I don't want to subject my viewers to that. And okay, so ad block, but does that work 100% of the time? I don't know, and I'm not gonna assume that every one of my subscribers, or people who watch me who aren't even subscribed maybe, I'm not going to assume that they know how to use ad blocker, that it's available, and I'm not going to assume that they want to watch ads or that they don't mind watching ads. That's, how do I know that they don't mind watching ads? I think it's disrespectful, and I'm not going to put ads on my videos. You guys can be watching me 10 years from now. Here's another reason. So when you're partnered, you can have things like, okay, scheduled uploads. I don't really need that because I upload sporadically anyway. You can have custom thumbnails. Well, you used to be able to have custom thumbnails anyway, and then they changed it. So that means they're continue to take things away, take options away from people who aren't partnered. So what are they going to take away next? I mean, are we people who aren't partnered just not going to be able to have a channel background in the future? That's it's horrifying to think, what are they going to do to your channel if you're not partnered? So another person getting a partnership is just going to add more control to that system. And sorry to go on such a rant about this. This is just something I feel strongly about, and I continue to have people offer me partnerships and ask me why I don't take them, and it's like, this is why. This is the reason. The reasons. So, I don't really mind that I think I have a lot of subs. I mean, I have upwards of 1,400, almost 1,500 subs. That's a lot of people. And, people can watch me if they want, and I just make these things to entertain people. I have fun doing it. I don't want to add ads to that, I've considered possibly adding a donation link to my page if people ever would want to, and I'm also working on an Etsy shop that I'll probably make a video about, so people could support me in other ways. I don't need to have ads to support my videos. I just don't need it. Whatever piddling amount of money that I could possibly make, it's not worth it to me to deal with all that stuff and go against my own beliefs. So there you go. That's that answer. Probably took about 10 minutes for me to rant about that, but now I got that out of my system. Okay. So moving on. I'm just going to read it out. It's OAFFOLGER. Says, what is your major? My major is, it's kind of confused. It's liberal studies, and then I have two minors. I have a minor in time arts, which is film, has to do with film, and then I have a minor in film. So an art minor and a film minor. The film minor at my school is kind of weird. It's mostly through English classes. This fall I'm taking a critical theory of cinema class, and then some theater classes are involved in it too. So you basically take 28 credits that have to do with movies. And then the art minor is just something that I like art, so I just have an art minor, and I figured I'd tie it in with the film by doing time arts, which is animation, stop motion, stuff like that, 3D art. So, Pawn's Crusher says, would Godzilla beat Imperial Draymond at arm wrestling? I know who Godzilla is, but I didn't know what an Imperial Draymond was. So I looked it up, and I saw a picture of it, and I don't know. I'm not sure. That would be a very weird arm wrestling competition, because Godzilla, his arms are like T-Rex arms. They're like that. And the other thing, I don't know what it is, if it's dragon or robot, but it, doesn't really have arms. It has, 4 legs, and so I don't even see how anatomically it would be possible for them to arm wrestle, but I don't think Godzilla would win, because his arms are stubby. Aren't they? Or no, maybe. I think Godzilla actually does have arms that come out. I don't actually know. I can't remember. So maybe, I'm not sure. I don't even know. Okay, and then Pi805 says, will you show us your eyes? I have. You can see my eyes in any videos with it. Well, actually, only Amnesia has a face cam right now, but you can watch that and there's a face cam on there, and I don't have the sunglasses on. So yeah, you can see them in that video. Let's see. Pipe Lotus asks, at some point during the answer video, can you pull off a David Caruso with those sunglasses and a bad pun? I'm sorry, I don't watch CSI, and I had to look up I had to type that into the Internet Movie Database to find out who David Caruso is, and he's in like CSI and some other movies that I've never seen, so I can't do a impression, because I don't really know who he is even. Let's see. Plump Helmet Punk asked me, what is the most memorable moment you've had working with animals? Any moments that really stick out and make you happy you chose that career path? Memorable moment. I'm not gonna say I don't have one, but like I said, this is one of those things where I'm like, oh, now I've got to rack my brain for something. I know there's been a couple times when like cats come into the hospital and they're not doing well, they're in renal failure, or they have liver disease, and they're not eating, and like we try to get him to eat. And there was this one cat who was with us for a long time. His name was Alfred. I can't say anything else because it's patient confidentiality, but he had a feeding tube in and everything, but he was so sweet, and I would sit for like hours with him in the cage and like just talk to him and pet him and try to get him to eat a little bit, and he eventually did have to have the feeding tube in, but he's doing well now, I believe. Haven't seen him in a while, but yeah, there's a lot that's rewarding about it, like when you see an animal come in who's really sick, and then next time you see it, it's gotten better because of the work you've done. But yeah, there's also some things I dislike about it, so yeah, I'll either be happy or sad on any given day at work because of what I've had to see or deal with throughout the day. So okay, Project Elf. He asked, he and or she asked quite a few questions as well. Most of them have to do with being a girl gamer. Okay, and he did ask, will you ever play Icewind Dale 1 or 2? I'm actually kind of working on a co-op of Icewind Dale. It's being uploaded on a different channel, Ultima Player 12, his channel, but we're doing it co-op, and so I have a link to it. I think I have a playlist for it, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of on hold right now, but I think it's going to continue. He's recording it, had a few issues with the recording, but I think we're going to do it. I just have to get around to we both have to have, time to do it, but it's like a co-op LP goes. It just goes however, the two people have time to work on it. I won't be playing those games on my own. I don't even have Icewind Dale 2, and I probably never will get it. And then he's asking about, do you think you only have 1,500 subscribers, which is a lot. It's not only, but yeah. Because you won't show your face in every video, you're not obnoxious, and not a self-proclaimed girl gamer. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess maybe people who show their face in every video tend to be more popular, but I don't know very many LPers who do show their face. I think Gix is probably really the only one. There might be a couple others, but I probably will only do a face cam in like scary games, or games where like the reaction would be good, because it's hard to edit videos when there's a face cam involved, because I record the face cam and then the fraps separately, and just putting them together is kind of a pain. So anyway, and then he asked if I would prefer to be a girl with thousands of fanboys, or prefer to continue as I like but never become mainstream. I don't really want to have a bunch of people hounding me for attention. I like being able to reply to a lot of the comments. I don't reply to every comment, but I like to be able to go to my email and not have an overwhelming amount of things to reply to. I generally reply to all personal messages unless they're about like getting a partnership or it's spam. But who replies to spam? That'd be weird. Anyway, he also asks, "You often get hit on here because you're a girl?" And I kind of broke the rules and answered like 4 questions for one person. But anyway, I don't really get hit on. No, I don't. I haven't really had that many weirdos hitting on me, but it happens occasionally. I don't really think it's that big a deal, though. Let's see. Quick Target asks, "Will you see Variax again? It was awesome when you streamed together and got drunk." Yeah, okay. I don't know. I probably will, but it's expensive to fly there, and it's expensive for him to fly here, or vice versa. So yeah, probably will, but again, there's some problems with that, and also it's hard to get time off. I won't be taking summers off anymore. I'll be going to school through the summer because I want to try to finish faster, so I don't think I'll have time for a while to visit again, but we'll see. Raven Black asked, "Why did you choose the name Alanara?" It's just a name that I've used. It's actually a long time ago. I typed my real name into a "What's your name" in Elvish website on the internet, and it came up with Alanara. So I thought, oh, that's a pretty name, and I used it for a screen name for a while, and then when I made my YouTube channel, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make that. And I had a character for Baldur's Gate who was called Alanara Eversong, and she was a half-elf, and Eversong was like her last name type thing. So yeah, that's how I came up with it. It's my name in Elvish. Red Cardinalist. When did you first start playing computer games? What's the first game you recall playing, and what's your favorite game that you've played? I think I've answered this a little bit in previous questions. I was probably like, I think 10 or 11, maybe even 12 when I got a computer. And the first game I can recall playing was the Mavis Beacon game. And after that, I played Tomb Raider Civilization and a game called Gladiator, which was another DOS game, which was just you had to defend a castle with, I don't remember that much about it, but you had like different like soldiers, mages, elves, or archers, and like fairies, and you had to defend a castle against like the other invaders. Anyway, let's see, my favorite game, Baldur's Gate. I played that pretty young too. I was maybe 14. I think I said in one of my LPs that I was about 10, but I think I got that game a little bit later on. I think it was probably 12 or 13 when I first played that. Let's see. Shankleton, I hope I said that right, asked me, "You played a few NES games. Will you ever play any more NES or SNES games?" I played those kind of for fun, and I was drinking a little bit when I played them. I had a lot of fun, but those were very frustrating, and I didn't grow up playing them, so I don't have it like muscle memory infused into my into my blood like some of you do. So I don't know, I might, but if I get around to it, maybe. Would I ever play any turn-based strategy from that era? Probably not, because I don't really know of any, because I didn't play video games as a kid. I was always outside as a kid. I would make up little things in my head, like imagination land type things. And yeah, it wasn't until my family got a computer that I started playing video games. So, yeah. Sneaky Leif 1020 asked, what do you look like without sunglasses? Again, you can see this on Amnesia. It might be a little dark in those face cam videos, but some of them are pretty well lit, so you can see my whole face. Asking that question just means you're not a true subscriber. Tisk, 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 you haven't seen my Amnesia. I'm just kidding, but yeah, you can, if you really want to know, you can see them in the face cam, and when I play, games with a face cam, which I will probably do one in the future that will have a face cam. I won't wear the sunglasses because I don't wear them when I'm playing games because, you know, they're not that dark, but it's harder to see the screen. Let's see. Snuggle Puppy asks, who do you think are the 3 hottest celebrities? I assume you mean like attractive and not like hot as in like popular right now. So I'm going to say Quentin Tarantino because he's like my favorite person in movies and in that like whole celebrity core. And then Vincent Cassel. Oh, that man is attractive. And it sounds like I have a thing for old men. I guess I do. But it's kind of weird. But yeah, Vincent Cassel is, oh man, he's hot. And then Rose McGowan is pretty hot. Yeah. I don't know. Figured I'd put a girl in there. I actually thought about that ahead of time because I saw that question and I was like, crap, I'm not going to be able to think of 3 people off my head. I'd get stuck at Quentin Tarantino. Because I don't pay that much attention to like celebrity gossip or anything. I don't really know. I just see people in the movies I watch. And I watch some French movies, so Vincent Cassel he's in Black Swan too, which is a very good one that was even released in theaters here. So yeah. Let's see. SSJ Protector asks, what is your favorite RPG of all time? Baldur's Gate, again, yeah. Probably. I mean, it could change someday, but for now, that's what it is. The Sadness 100 asks, cake or pie? Definitely pie. Cake is usually too sugary and has too much frosting on it for me. I love pie. And This Is Me Andy asks, are you aware that you look like a pilot in this video? I think they meant the question video, but I'm still wearing the same. So yeah, I guess I look like a pilot. That's kind of how this whole thing started, was I saw these headphones and I was like, they kind of look like the headsets you wear in a plane, although they're a little bit different. Maybe in like super modern planes. I've never been into anything. Okay, I used to date a pilot and I've been in a Cessna, but I haven't actually like flown in one because it freaks me out. But I've like been inside one and they wear like older style headsets, I guess. But yeah, the sunglasses are like pilot sunglasses, so yeah, I'm aware. And that's kind of how the joke started, the whole wearing this. Anyway, TOGGSUK asks, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Sir, is that a American or European swallow? Is that right? I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I think I messed up the... African or European swallow. Are there African swallows? We have swallows here. I don't know if they have them in Africa. Anyway, I'm not a big Monty Python knowledge base. Yeah. I apologize. My nerdiness slipped down a couple notches there. Let's see, Ultimate Player 12 asks, how many times have you been playing a game and either stood up from fear or had to pee really bad after the scare happened? Interesting question. I don't think that's ever happened. I've never been so scared from a game. I don't even think that in Amnesia I ever got that scared. I can't think of a time that's ever actually happened. Okay, Variax asked, what games have you played which have had the best music scores? Top 3, maybe? Morrowind has some good music, as does... Well, Baldur's Gate has okay music. What else has good music score? The music in Skyrim was lame, because some of it was just Morrowind music, like put into Skyrim. It's like, come on, Jeremy, can't you do any better? Can't you write some original stuff? Best music scores in games. There's gotta be another one that I'm not thinking of. Bastion has some. I haven't played that much Bastion, but I know it has good music. I've heard the music from it. So yeah, I guess that. I know he likes the Bastion music too, so that should score some points. Okay, VGRK1 asks me, what future LPs do you plan to do? Well, other than going back to Baldur's Gate 2, I don't really have any ideas right now, except for one that I'm not going to mention because it's kind of going to be a special one, so I won't say it. Okay, 2 more. This is almost done. Winston Biggleswade asks, can you do a good impression of Variax? I can't do a good impression. I could do a poor one. Like when he says, die! Die! I can't do it. I was thinking of something funny this morning that he was doing. The pillow video. Your pillows are your life. Or, what else does he say in there? You go into the room and take the pillows. I don't know. He just said pillows a lot. And then when you do that as a drinking game, when you watch that video, oh, it's just awful. Don't do it. You could kill yourself. Let's see. Zork Chaos. Sorry I couldn't do a better impression. It was all terrible. Like I said, I can't do a good impression. Anyway, Zork Chaos asks, do you play any MMORPGs, or would you consider playing one in the future and possibly doing a Let's Play of it, assuming you had the time? Perhaps a non-subscription type that you could play occasionally, without taking much time away from your other games. I have played several, but, I don't think they lend themselves well to Let's Playing, because mostly you're doing, like, fetch quests, or, like, kill this many of X monster quests, and that's not very interesting. And I used to, way back in the day, I played World of Warcraft, but it's not that great. Like, there's a lot of stupid people on there playing, and I think I maybe paid for a couple months, but you used to be able to get, like, 6 months for free with that game. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I had some sort of code or something, but I remember playing it, and one of my friends played it, so that was alright, like, we could play together and stuff, but, I just stopped playing that, and I haven't really played that many of them. I don't find them that fulfilling. I would rather have a good story in a game, other than, like, oh yeah, you get to play with other people. I don't think I would ever Let's Play one. Okay, so that's it. That's all the questions. And like I said, you can still ask one if you really wanted to in a comment, and I will just answer it in a comment. as best I can. Or if you wanted to follow up on anything I said in the answer to a question, go ahead and ask, and I'll try to answer it in a comment. And that's it. I've been talking for an hour now, and I kind of have a dry throat, so I'm gonna go. And thanks for watching this. I hope everyone was satisfied with the answers, and that you got your question answered. So, bye.